up, everyone? My name is Yasmina and I chose to do my Genius Hour about the art of needle felting. I know many of you out there probably don't know what it is, but I can tell you one thing, it's awesome. My friend told me about it a couple of years ago, but I never really got started doing it until about a month ago. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the art of needle felting, how it works, and demonstrate it for you. Also show you some of my projects and some you can make using needle felting. And a fun fact, I was going to do a painting, but I thought this would be a lot cooler. Last but not least, I will show you my final project and where I got the idea for it. So to start off, I'll tell you a little bit about the art of needle felting. So according to Wisteria.com, needle felting is a process which uses barbed needles to interlock wool fibers to form a more condensed material. Wool has scales which, when rubbed together, catch and lock into place to form a denser material called felt. In order to illustrate this better for you, I'll demonstrate. So what I'm doing here is jabbing my needle into the wool. You have to make sure that you pull the needle back out in the same direction you poke it in, otherwise you could break it. The more you poke, the denser the wool will become, like this. Also, you need to make sure you put down a felting surface such as a piece of foam so your needle doesn't break. You can make so many different projects with needle felting, so next I'll show you some of my projects and some you can make. My first project was this bear head. It took me about an hour and a half to make, and I used a tutorial on YouTube to make it. It really wasn't that hard. My next project was a schnauzer dog, and I also followed a tutorial on YouTube to make it. It took me a couple of hours to make. Other projects include anything from animals to jewelry, scarves to flowers, decorations on hats and sweaters, and much, much more. I think I personally like animals the best, so that's what I chose to do for my final creation. So last but definitely not least, my final project, a needle felted pony. I chose this because horses are my absolute favorite animals. Now it's not quite finished yet, but it's well on its way. So now I'll show you some pictures of the process of the creation of this pony. First, I started with a skeleton made out of wire and pipe cleaner. Then I wrapped it in wool until it was completely covered. I also added a tail of sheep's locks. I start to build up the legs, chest, belly, etc., and continue to build up the body until that is completed. Then I add details and finishing touches, and voila, a pony is born. I actually didn't make this by myself, rather I used a tutorial on YouTube and a kit by Serafina Fiber Art, an amazing company, which is actually where that picture came from. Serafina Fiber Art, you can find more about them at www.serafinafiberart.com. So in the end then, needle felting is amazing and really fun, even though it may be unfamiliar. And the history, progress, and process of needle felting is really interesting, and Serafina is a really great company. Now, needle felting, as with any other art, comes with its own triumphs and difficulties. For example, I've had personal success in the way that all of my projects so far have turned out well. I had difficulties attaching pieces to one another and fixing any mistakes I made, but so far I've been able to overcome these obstacles and learn new things such as techniques and shapes that I can use for so many different projects. Now, needle felting really isn't that hard to learn, and once you get the hang of it, it's really fun. Who knows, maybe you've just discovered your new favorite hobby.